Welcome to section 3.6, Solving Applications with Linear Inequalities. Our objective today is I can solve applications with linear inequalities. So here's our general strategy that we've been using. Let's look at it one more time. Number one, we're going to read the problem. Number two, we're going to identify what we're looking for. Number three, we're going to name what we're looking for and find a variable to represent it. Number four, we're going to translate that into an inequality. Step five, we're going to solve the inequality. We're going to check our answer and make sure it makes sense, and then we're going to answer the question with a complete sentence. So let's look at this first one. Emma got a new job and will have to move. Her monthly income will be $5,265. To qualify to rent an apartment, Emma's monthly income must be at least 3 times as much as the rent. What is the highest rent Emma will qualify for? So first thing we want to do is we want to identify what we're looking for, which is, in this case, the highest rent Emma will qualify for. So let's name and find a variable. So I'm going to let R equal the rent. We'll let R equal the rent, her maximum rent. So Emma's monthly income must be at least 3 times the rent. So that means that her monthly income, $5,625, must be greater than or equal to 3 times her rent, or 3 times R. So I'm going to divide both sides by 3, and I'll get 1,755 is greater than or equal to R. So her maximum rent is $1,755. Okay, here's one for you to do. Go ahead and pause the video and try this one out on your own. Okay, now that you've had a chance to do that, let's look at this one together. So you saw that Alan can put 20 boxes or less on the pallet. So how did we find that? Well, let's do it together. So we're going to let B equal the number of boxes. B be the number of boxes. And we know that he can have, each box weighs 45 pounds. So 45 times B will be the weight on the pallet. And we know that it has to be less than or equal to 900 pounds. So some quick maths, and we can get B is less than 20. Less than or equal to 20. Which means Alan can put 20 or less boxes on the pallet. But that's what you found already. So let's take a look at this next one. Mr. Weeks won a mini grant of $4,000 to buy tablet computers for his school. The tablets he would like to buy cost $254.12 each, including tax and delivery. What is the maximum number of tablets Mr. Weeks can buy? So, first thing we want to do is we want to find the maximum number of tablets he can buy. So let's let H equal the number of tablets. Let's have N. N makes more sense. N be the number of tablets. Number of tablets. Okay, so we know that 254.12 times the number of tablets is no more than 4,000. So we know that 254.12 times the number of tablets has to be less than or equal to 4,000. So I'm going to divide both sides by 254.12 to get N by itself. And I'll get N is less than or equal to 15.74. Which is all well and good, but let's think to ourselves, so what does this actually mean? Can I have 0.74 of a tablet? Of course not. So he's going to actually have to buy a little bit less than what you would originally think, and he can only buy 15 tablets. So here's one for you to try. Go ahead and pause the video and try it out on your own. So now that you've tried it out on your own, let's do it together. Daniel wants to surprise his girlfriend with a birthday party at her favorite restaurant. It will cost $42.75 per person for dinner, including tip and tax. His budget for the party is $500. What is the maximum number of people Daniel can have at the party? So, we know that it's going to cost. Well, let's first identify what we want to find. We want to find the number of people that he can invite. So, let's let P equal the number of people. And what do we know? Well, we know that each person costs $42.75. So we'll have $42.75 times P for the number of people, and it has to be less than or equal to his budget. So less than or equal to $500. So I'm going to divide both sides by 42.75. Divide both sides by 42.75. And I'll get P is less than or equal to 11.70. Okay, can you have 0.70 of a person? No, that doesn't make sense at all. So we're going to round down in this case so that P is less than or equal to 11. P is less than or equal to 11 people. So he can invite 11 or less people to the party. So we try number 3. Brenda's best friend is having a destination wedding, and the event will last 3 days. Brenda has $500 in savings and can earn $15 an hour babysitting. She expects to pay $350 airfare, $375 for food and entertainment, and $60 a night for her share of a hotel room. How many hours must she babysit to have enough money to pay for the trip? Oh man, classic. Okay, so we want to identify what we need. We need to make sure that she can go. So let's see how many hours of babysitting she has to do. So let's let H equal the number of hours. And we know, as a general rule in life, that our expenses should be less than or equal to our income. Well, let's do that in a different color. Let's do that in purple, our income. So what are her expenses? Well, she has $350 for the airfare, plus $375 for food and entertainment, plus 60 times the 3 nights that she's going to be there. So that needs to be less than or equal to her income. Well, what is her income? Well, she has $500 in savings plus $15 per hour that she works. So we let H be the number of hours, so 15H. So let's simplify both sides. So if I do a little bit of magic on the left side, I'll get 905 on the left. And on the right then, I still have my 500 plus 15H. So what do I need to do? Well, first thing I need to do is make this a little smaller. So let's do that. I'm going to make all of this a little bit smaller, and I'm going to put it over here. Whoosh. So I'm going to subtract 500 from both sides. And I'll get $405 is less than or equal to, oh, that looked really bad, is less than or equal to our 15H. Then I'll divide both sides by 15. to get h by itself. And what will I find? Well, I'll find that 27 is less than or equal to h. So that means she must work more than 27 hours in order to pay for the destination wedding, or at least her share of it. Okay? So one last one. Take a minute and pause the video and try this one out for yourself. So welcome back. I think we both should have gotten 21, and I'll explain how. So EJ is planning a 6-day summer vacation trip. He has $840 in savings, and he earns $45 per hour for tutoring. The trip will cost him $525 for airfare, $780 for food and sightseeing, and $95 per night for the hotel. How many hours must he tutor to have enough money to pay for the trip? So, like we said before, expenses should be less than or equal to our income. So for expenses, what do we have? Well, we have $525 for airfare, $780 for food and other stuff. And then we have this $95 per night. The question is, how many nights is he going to have on the trip? Well, usually on a 6-day trip, he'll travel somewhere and then stay the night somewhere. So I said that he had 5 nights. So a 6-day, 5-night vacation. This is going to be less than or equal to his income, which is $840 plus $45 per hour times the number of hours. Wow, we should all become tutors. So 95 times 5, that's $475 plus 780 plus 525. Okay, and let's simplify this left side down. So on the left side, that's going to become 1780. Okay, let's look at the right side now. So on the right side, I just keep this 840 because I don't have anything to combine. And I still have the 840. So I need to get h by itself. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract the 840 off from each side. And I'll get 940 on the left side. And I'll have the 45h on the right. I'm going to make this all smaller. There we go, but not too small. So now that I have the 940, let's see. Yeah, I have the 940 on the left and 45h on the right. So I'm going to divide both sides by 45 to get h by itself. And what will I get? Well, I'll get 20.8 repeating forever. But can we have 0.8 repeating of an hour? No, we really can't. So let's round up and say that he has to work 21 hours. Okay. Thank you so much for your time, and have a great day.